Hello and a very warm welcome to Science Monitor, your weekly update on what's happening in the field of science, technology, research and innovation in and around the country. I'm Aishwarya with you. From the approval of a new body to promote private entrepreneurs in the Indian space sector to how India witnessed the annular solar eclipse amid the coronavirus crisis, we have lots in store for you. So let us begin with the headlines. Cabinet approves new body in space to encourage private participation in space sector, a move to put India in a new league. India's first mobile lab launched for testing COVID-19, state-of-the-art lab on wheels to ensure high-tech testing facilities in far-flung areas. New computer algorithm to reconstruct cell lineages developed by IIT Kanpur researcher can be applied to understand normal as well as pathological development of cells. And a new kind of glass developed by M.Sc students can be used to make expensive and durable LEDs. Research published in Journal of Non-Crystalline Solids. And now the news in detail. To put India in a new league, the Government of India has decided to open up the space sector to private enterprises. Now, like the United States of America, private players will be able to use Indian space infrastructure for a range of space activities. For this, the government has announced a new body called IN-SPACE, or Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. Let us see the report to know more about this development.
Now in India, private organizations will also be free to work in the space sector, along with the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO. Taking a historic decision, the Union Cabinet on 24th June approved the establishment of Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, or IN-SPACE, in order to increase the participation of private sector in the field of space technology. The body will supplement ISRO and New Space India Limited and shall look at private space entrepreneurs.
The proposed reform which the Cabinet has approved today will enhance the socio-economic use of space assets and activities, including those approved access to space assets, data and facilities. और एक नई संस्था का गठन किया गया है, which will be known as Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. I repeat, Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization. When abbreviated, it would read as IN-SPACE. And it will provide a level playing field for private companies, the private participants to use Indian infrastructure. And it will also guide the private industries in space activities through encouraging policies and a friendly, regulatory environment.
The Union Cabinet also approved reforms to increase socio-economic use of space assets and activities such as access to space assets, data and facilities. Under IN-SPACE, private players can now apply to use space facilities of ISRO to pursue and carry out different space projects. This move will benefit the nation if private players can use the space data and infrastructure to develop novel functions and technologies. The step will also enable Indian space industry to be a significant player in the global economy.
We believe that private sector can play a larger role than being just supply of parts and components. Department of Space will promote private sector space activities to enable it to provide end-to-end space services, including building and launching of rockets and satellites, as well as providing space-based services on commercial basis. Till now, ISRO only has been carrying out this research and development as well as operational activities in the area of launch vehicle, satellite, launching, as well as developing satellite applications. If the space sector is opened up, the potential of the entire country can be utilized to scale up the benefits from space technology.
ISRO will now focus more on research and development work, and the new nodal agency in space will take care of private participation. In future, we may see a collaborative mission of ISRO and a private player, just like the SpaceX and NASA collaboration in the USA.
While the corona crisis has created difficulties, it has also brought a boom in the field of research and innovation in the country. Solutions are being developed constantly to tackle different problems related to the crisis. In this series, a state-of-the-art mobile lab for COVID-19 testing has been developed by Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone in collaboration with the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. The Rapid Response Mobile Laboratory was launched and dedicated to the country by Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. The lab on wheels will ensure high-tech facilities in the remotest parts of the country.
India's first mobile laboratory for COVID-19 testing was launched in Delhi on 18th June. The Rapid Response Mobile Laboratory, named as iLab, has been developed under the COVID Command Strategy to address the shortage of critical healthcare technologies in India. The state-of-the-art mobile laboratory was created by Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone with the support of Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan launched the lab in the presence of DBT Secretary Dr. Renu Swaroop. Officials from the other ministries and departments joined the function virtually along with the AMTZ officials. The iLab, or the Infectious Diseases Diagnostic Lab, can be very helpful to combat corona crisis as it can be deployed in rural and inaccessible areas to promote last-mile testing.
कोविड जैसी महत्वपूर्ण बीमारियों का RT-PCR टेस्ट, दूसरी भी जो समय समय पर ऐसी बीमारियां देश में आती हैं जिनका आउटब्रेक कहीं पर भी देश में होता है और उनके लिए दूर दराज के इलाकों में टेस्टिंग की सुविधाओं का अभाव होता है, तो ये स्टेट ऑफ द आर्ट मोबाइल लेबॉर्ट्री विकसित की है जो देश में रूरल एरियाज़ में जहाँ स्थापित लेबॉर्ट्रीज़ नहीं हैं वहाँ से सैंपल्स को दूसरी जगह पर ट्रांसपोर्ट करना पड़ता है, समय ज़्यादा लगता है। तो एक प्रकार से ये कॉम्पैक्ट और सब प्रकार की ब्रॉड सुविधाओं से हर तरीके से जिसे कहते हैं सुसज्जित ये लेबॉर्ट्री है।
AMTZ is a government undertaking established under Make in India to manufacture high-tech medical equipment. In collaboration with DBT, the company has designed the lab on a truck and has used state-of-the-art equipment to meet the required standards. The iLab has a biosafety facility, on-site ELISA test and RT-PCR test facility. While RT-PCR is used for detecting the presence of viral genetic material in the sample, the antibodies developed against the infection can be detected by running ELISA test. The lab is capable of performing 25 COVID-19 tests and around 300 ELISA tests in a day. Testing capacity can be increased by setting up more machines in the lab.
आने वाले समय में जो हमारी साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी मिनिस्ट्री की जो और विंग्स हैं, CSIR है, DST है, उनकी लेबॉर्ट्रीज़ के साथ भी इसका हम एसोसिएशन करेंगे ताकि इस सुविधा का ऑप्टिमल ढंग से इस्तेमाल हो सके। हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री से भी हम इसको कोऑर्डिनेट करेंगे और आप जानते हैं कि जो आने वाले समय में आत्मनिर्भर भारत उसकी जो व्यापक योजना है उसमें फील्ड लेवल तक, ग्रास रूट लेवल तक लेबॉर्ट्रीज़ को विकसित करने का प्लान है।
This innovative laboratory, designed in just 8 days, has added to the self-reliance efforts of India. The main objective of the lab is to provide high-tech yet affordable medical facilities in all parts of the country. Apart from COVID-19, this lab will also be able to check other infectious diseases like TB and HIV. Our labs are planned to be deployed at regional headquarters across the country so that clinical facilities can reach inaccessible areas.
It is time for a short break now. Stay tuned, we'll be back soon.
COVID-19 has been described as a pandemic by the World Health Organization. What does that mean? Characterizing COVID-19 as a pandemic is not an indication that the virus has become deadlier. Rather, it is an acknowledgement of the disease's geographical spread.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Science Monitor. Our body is made up of different types of cells. Although they perform different functions, yet their journey starts with a single cell. To understand how these cells grow and then develop the capability to perform specialized functions, we need an in-depth study of cell lineages. Now, a researcher from IIT Kanpur has developed a new computer algorithm to reconstruct cell lineages to understand cell differentiation at different levels. The algorithm, called LintiMet, can also be very helpful in understanding pathological conditions in cells such as cancer. Here is a report to know more.
A cell is considered the smallest unit of life. Our body has numerous cells that work continuously to carry out different functions in our body. Although the cells in different organs perform different functions, yet they have the same genetic material as they originate from a single cell. The ancestor cells gives rise to descendant cells, forming a lineage tree, which describes the genealogical relationship between the cells. At the same time, cell differentiation also takes place, where one cell type transforms into another to carry out specific functions which are different from the ancestral cells. To understand this complex process, Dr. Hamim Zafar from IIT Kanpur, in collaboration with researchers from Carnegie Mellon University, USA, has developed a statistical learning method called LintiMet. The new method will be helpful in understanding the process of cell differentiation by reconstructing the cellular lineage.
हमने एक कंप्यूटर एल्गोरिदम डेवलप किया जिसका नाम है लिंटीमेट। लिंटीमेट का मेन जो एडवांटेज है वो है दोनों डिफरेंट तरह का इंफॉर्मेशन एक साथ यूज करना। एक तो है म्यूटेशन डेटा और दूसरे का नाम है जीन एक्सप्रेशन डेटा। तो ये दोनों डेटा एक ही सेल से मिल जाता है, ऐसा कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट ऑलरेडी डिजाइन किया गया है और लिंटीमेट ऐसा ही डेटा यूज करके सेल लिनिएज का पुनर्निर्माण करता है।
Biologists usually combine genetic engineering tool CRISPR-Cas9 with single-cell RNA sequencing to generate high-throughput data suitable for reconstructing cell lineages. LintiMet will augment this combination by using more statistical data and by refining the cell lineages. According to the researchers, the new algorithm can have a lot of applications in understanding normal as well as pathological development in different diseases.
लिंटीमेट का बहुत सारा एप्लीकेशन हो सकता है ताकि हम नॉर्मली कैसे सेल डेवलप कर सकते हैं ये जान सकते हैं, या फिर कोई डिजीज में क्या क्या डेवलपमेंट रिलेटेड फंक्शन होता है वो भी जान सकते हैं। कैंसर में बहुत सारे डिफरेंट टाइप्स का सेल होता है, इसीलिए एक पर्टिकुलर ड्रग से कैंसर को हम मार नहीं सकते। अगर सेल लिनिएज मैप बना सकते हैं कैंसर का, तो फिर जो फिजिशियंस या फिर डॉक्टर्स है उनके पास बहुत ज़्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन रहेगा ताकि वो अच्छा से अच्छा कोई ट्रीटमेंट डिजाइन कर सकते हैं।
According to Dr. Zafar, In diseases like cancer, clinicians can use lintamat to resolve the lineage of the malignant cell types, and this will help in designing personalized treatment strategies to target a set of cancer cell types. This research has been published in the journal Nature Communications.
A new type of glass has been developed by M.Sc students of Jeend-based Chaudhry Ranbir Singh University of Haryana. The new glass is a product of research carried out by the M.Sc physics students, and it has been tested for its unique properties. Normally, such researches are pursued at the PhD level, but the Haryana-based university has included research at the M.Sc level itself. A reputed science journal from Netherlands has published this research. Let us see the report to know more about this development.
India is among the top nations in global research publication output, as Indian researchers conduct studies in different areas of science. But serious research work is generally pursued at PhD level at Indian institutes and universities. Now, Chaudhry Ranbir Singh University, situated at Jeend in Haryana, is changing this trend. Though the university is just 6 years old, yet the research work of its M.Sc students has gained international recognition. Here, 2 M.Sc students of the Department of Physics have succeeded in developing a new kind of glass, and their research has been published in the Journal of Non-Crystalline Solids.
यूनिवर्सिटी के फिजिक्स के 2 स्टूडेंट उन्होंने कोई रिसर्च की ग्लास को लेकर, और वो रिसर्च इंटरनेशनल रिकॉग्नाइज हो गई, और दुनिया का यूरोप का जो सबसे बेहतरीन अपना जर्नल है नीदरलैंड से निकलता है, और जिसमें मैं ये क्लेम कर सकता हूँ कि किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी का, हिंदुस्तान की किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी के M.Sc के स्टूडेंट का रिसर्च पेपर उसमें पब्लिश नहीं हुआ है अब तक। तो ऐसा रिसर्च पेपर हमारे 2 लड़कियां हैं जिनका पब्लिश हुआ। तो एक तरीके से हमारी जो क्वालिटी ऑफ रिसर्च और क्वालिटी ऑफ टीचिंग जो है उसमें हम एक्सेल कर रहे हैं, और वो हमारे फोकस में है।
The students developed the new kind of glass by identifying a particular combination of elements after numerous efforts under the guidance of Dr. Rajesh Punia, chairperson of the Department of Physics, and assistant professor Dr. Nisha. During the study, it was found that the new glass emits white light when excited by a particular wavelength. The properties of the glass were studied by the other institutes, and the result proved that the new kind of glass can be used to make lasers and LEDs without using any other chemical coating.
लैब्स में चेक किया हमने, उससे हमें ये पता लगा कि ग्लास जो है वो वाइट लाइट इमिट कर रहा है, और वो ऐसे ही नहीं इमिट कर रहा, उसको एक पर्टिकुलर हम एनर्जी से एक्साइट कर रहे हैं, वो तब दे रहे हैं। तो तब हमें लगा कि इसका एप्लीकेशन वाइट लाइट में हो सकता है। अब वाइट लाइट जनरेशन में हो सकता है या फिर वाइट एलईडीज़ में हो सकता है। हमारा अगला चैलेंज था कि अगर ये वाइट एलईडी दे रहा है तो देख लेते हैं कि लेज़र में क्या इसकी सुटेबिलिटी है। आजकल पता है हर जगह लेज़र चल रहे हैं। थ्योरी से वेरीफाई करने के बाद कह सकते हैं क्या ये तो वेरीफाई हो गया कि ये लेज़र्स एप्लीकेशन में भी बहुत अच्छी तरह से एप्लीकेबल है।
According to the researchers, the curriculum of the institute and the constant encouragement by the mentors are the key factors behind this achievement. The M.Sc curriculum makes room for serious scientific research in the 3rd semester itself. The pattern is quite different from the other universities, and the results have been encouraging.
हमने इस चीज़ को ध्यान में रखते हुए कि विदेशों के अंदर M.Sc के अंदर रिसर्च वर्क करवाते हैं, तो हमने एक रिसर्च के लिए प्रोजेक्ट किया कि बच्चे रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे अपने M.Sc के दौरान। उसको हमने जान के 3rd सेमेस्टर में हम उसको लेके आए, ताकि 6 महीने बच्चा अपना रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट करे और अगले 6 महीने में वो उसको अपना लिखे, डिसर्टेशन लिखे और उसका पेपर वगैरह पब्लिश करे। तो उसके ही आपको ये नतीजे मिल रहे हैं।
Though LEDs help to save on electricity bills, yet their life and performance depends highly on thermal management, and they degrade quickly when operated at higher temperatures. But the studies conducted on the new glass show that this material can be used to make cost-effective products that will last longer.
time for another short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a while.
What are the symptoms of COVID-19? The most common symptoms of COVID-19 onset are fever, fatigue, and dry cough. These symptoms are usually mild and begin gradually. Around 1 in 6 people who get COVID-19 become seriously ill and develop difficulty breathing. Most people, almost 80%, recover from the disease without needing any special treatment. Older people and those with underlying medical problems such as high blood pressure, heart problems, or diabetes are more likely to develop serious illness.
Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Science Monitor. On 21st of June, India witnessed the first solar eclipse of 2020. Like the eclipse of December 2019, this solar eclipse was also annular, but the annularity was seen from some parts of northern India, and the rest of India witnessed the partial solar eclipse. Amid the COVID-19 crisis, many astronomy institutes and science organizations of India made elaborate arrangements for live webcast of the astronomical event. Vigyan Prasad, working under the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, was also one of them. Let us have a look at the report.
Solar eclipse, a unique astronomical event, and to be able to witness it is an exciting experience in itself. This phenomenal moment is eagerly awaited by all astronomy enthusiasts, along with the scientists, researchers, and students. As mass gatherings were restricted due to the COVID-19 pandemic, so large-scale arrangements were made for the live telecast of the annular solar eclipse that occurred on 21st June this year. On this occasion, Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Bengaluru, made arrangements for the live telecast of the solar eclipse using the Henley telescope at Ladakh. This astronomical event was also streamed live from Aryabhatta Observatory, Nainital. Vigyan Prasad also made various arrangements for live streaming of the event at different places on the path of annularity. For this, the main center was established near Kurukshetra in Pehova, Haryana. Scientists from Vigyan Prasad, astronomy researchers, enthusiasts, and members of the Science Club enjoyed the unhindered view of the annular solar eclipse. Our team was also present on the spot to cover the event.
भी कोरोना की सिचुएशन होने की वजह से सरकारी निर्बंध भी थे और विज्ञान प्रसार एक राष्ट्रीय तरीके की संस्था होने के कारण जिम्मेदारी भी थी। तो ऐसे क्षण में सभी भारत के लोगों के लिए हम कैसे नज़ारा पहुंचाएंगे, ये हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ी चुनौती थी। लेकिन जितना हम हो सकता था इलेक्ट्रॉनिक प्लेटफॉर्म के माध्यम से लेक्चर सीरीज़ की गई, वर्कशॉप्स की गए, सबको ट्रेन किया गया। सब लोग अपने सेटअप के साथ तैयार थे और सुबह जब देखा कि सूरज काफ़ी क्लियर तरीके से नज़र आ रहा है तो सब लोगों के मन में एक आनंद भरा हुआ था। और वो क्षण जब हम सब ने देखा कि एन्युलरिटी का वो क्षण था, वो सब ने देखा और सबको बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से देखने का मौका मिला। इससे और कोई मुझे नहीं लगता कि आनंद का क्षण हो सकता है।
All the stages of the annular solar eclipse were clearly visible from the center located at Pehova. In a rare case, beading was also visible during the annular solar eclipse, which is usually seen during a total solar eclipse. Members of Vigyan Prasar's network of science clubs not only enjoyed the spectacular view, but also recorded and collected data for further research.
कुछ लक्ष्य थे जिनको हमको पूर्ण करना था और आप सभी की मैं बताते हुए अत्यंत हर्ष के साथ बताना चाहता हूँ उन सभी लक्ष्यों को लगभग हमने प्राप्त कर लिया है। सबसे प्रथम लक्ष्य तो हमारा यही था कि एक वैज्ञानिक घटना घटने जा रही है उसका अवलोकन करना, तो उसका अवलोकन तो हम लोगों ने किया। दूसरा हमारा जो इम्पोर्टेंट जो हमारी स्टेज थी वो था उसका वैज्ञानिक परिशीलन करना, साइंटिफिक एनालिसिस। तो अब साइंटिफिक एनालिसिस के लिए जो हमारी फ़ोटोग्राफ़ी है, जो वीडियोग्राफी है, विभिन्न स्रोतों से विभिन्न चैनल्स के माध्यम से हमने किया है, अलग अलग कैमरा अलग अलग सेटिंग्स के हिसाब से किया है। अब हम लोग उनका पूरा डेटा का कंग्लोमरेट बना करके उसके हिसाब से उसमें एनालिसिस करेंगे।
During the event, various scientific experiments and activities were also carried out by different people. While the eclipse was recorded by photographers using specialized techniques, people viewed the eclipse by making mirror balls and pinhole cameras made out of cardboard.
हम लोग कोरोना की वजह से हम लोग कुरुक्षेत्र के अंदर ज़्यादातर लोग इकट्ठे नहीं हो पाए, लेकिन फिर भी हम लोगों ने जितना जो ब्लू लाइन थी सोलर इक्लिप्स की उसको मद्देनज़र रखते हुए यहाँ पे विज्ञान प्रसार की टीम और दूसरे साइंटिस्ट हमारे यहाँ पे पहुँचे हुए हैं। उन्होंने अलग अलग एक्टिविटी सोलर इक्लिप्स को लेके की। कुछ लोगों ने टेम्परेचर को मेज़र किया, कुछ लोगों ने उसकी अलग अलग फेज़ की, फर्स्ट फेज़ सेकंड फेज़ उनकी पिक्चर्स यहाँ से निकाली है। लाइव भी किया गया है यहाँ से डीडी साइंस के और डीडी न्यूज़ इन साइंस के लोग हमारे यहाँ पे पहुँचे। उनका भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि उन्होंने बड़ा सहयोग दिया इन चीज़ों को पूरे देश को दिखाने के लिए।
At this observation point, solar eclipse lasted for more than 3 hours. The annularity or the ring of fire lasted for 25 seconds and it was a breathtaking moment for everyone. The organizers made sure that everyone viewed the eclipse with full safety using the certified filters, and for all the spectators, it was an unforgettable experience. Now, the next solar eclipse will be a total solar eclipse that will occur in December this year. This eclipse will be seen mainly from South America and will not be visible in India. However, India will soon witness a lunar eclipse that is going to occur on 5th July this year.
And that is all in today's edition of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions through email. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar, 5th floor, Prithvi Bhavan, Lodhi Road, New Delhi 110003. We'll meet you again next week with new information and developments. Till then, stay safe, stay home, and think scientifically. Bye for now.